What's going on, everyone? NASCAR Joshua 5 here, and I am back on NASCAR 25. Today, we are starting the career mode. This is episode number 1. This is the beginning of the career mode, and here are my settings that I will have for the career. We'll do 7% race lengths. I'm not going to do too long of races. We're just going to do, shorter ones. If you'd like me to do longer, I'm sure I could change that for you all. But yeah, for now, we'll just do with relaxed yellows and, trying to keep it not too basic, but maybe realistic enough. But here are my settings here for everything else. But here are my career settings. We'll do light damage, 7% race length, normal tire wear, and all that stuff. Black flags we'll have on. And then here are my driving settings. And then AI I will have at 97. That's just the balance that I found decent enough for me because I had it at 100 and it was just too tricky for me. Once I get used to the game, I should be able to raise the difficulty up a little bit more. And they're supposed to release an update hopefully to make the controller gameplay a little bit better. There hasn't been any forced feedback or anything like that, so hopefully they can fix it. But for now, that's what we're going to stick with. Here's all my audio settings here. I like to turn the bass up. I like to have a lot of bass for some reason. It just sounds cool. And we're going to switch to TJ Majors as my spotter. I was using Josh Williams. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's start the career mode, shall we?
If you ask any driver at a local short track, they believe that they can get to the pinnacle of racing if they just had the right opportunity. But in racing, you have to create your own opportunities.
Keep your eye on Dale Jr. He is driving away.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has the lead. Look at Jr. go.
There'll be turning points in every career.
And look at this.
Earnhardt Jr. to the checkered flag.
In his rookie season.
The highs and the lows.
Championship contender in trouble.
They make contact. Jr. goes around.
But it's how you deal with those turning points that will define your character and push you to greatness.
But it's going to be Dale Earnhardt Jr. using lessons learned from his father to go from 6th to 1st and score the victory in the Pepsi 400.
That's unbelievable.
Storybook ending.
How does your story begin? Will you make it to the top?
Dale Jr. going for 4 in a row at Talladega.
My new boss for 2008, Mr. Rick Hendrick.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has won the Daytona 500 for the second time.
It is now my honor to present Dale Earnhardt Jr. into the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
We did exactly what you told us and we won the race.
To join Dad in the Hall of Fame is probably as good as it's ever going to get.
The world is watching, and your opportunity starts now.
That was a neat little intro from Dale Jr. Really cool. So here we go. Welcome to the career. This is the start of your journey to become a NASCAR champion. As you progress, you'll experience turning points and special messages from Hall of Famer Dale Earnhardt Jr. Now let's get out there and make a name for yourself. So let's go ahead and check out Dale Jr. here and see what he has to say.
Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. back again for another episode of the Dale Jr. Download with my good friend TJ Majors and the co-host of the show. We got some big news this week, TJ.
Yeah, you're probably talking about the Discovery Race deal.
Absolutely, man. This is going to be awesome, though.
Yeah, I knew when I read about it that it was going to be all you.
Yeah, I really do like this kind of stuff. It doesn't matter in this situation how much money you have, whether you got a big sponsor behind you. Even manufacturer allegiances don't matter. It's the best of the best. It's everybody who's anybody in short track racing at the grassroots level coming to Rockingham and trying to find a way to stand tall above the rest. And if you can go out there and perform better than anybody else, you're going to be able to come out of the local short track scene and get a shot at the ARCA Menards Series. This is every driver's dream. And they've had these before. They did the Roush Gong Show and other competitions, if you will, where they bring what they believe are the best drivers in the country to compete all for a total prize and an opportunity at the next level. So this is a lot of pressure for these young drivers, and they're going to be asked to perform at their best in this instance and prove that they belong. But it could be a life-changing experience for one.
All right, so here we go. We have the discovery race. This is how you get noticed and how you start your career. Of course, as you can see, I'm entering my name and my first and last name and all that stuff. So I will add my name, Joshua, and then my last name, Cox. That is my name, Joshua Cox. But anyway, so this is how you get started. This is how you begin. You do a discovery race to get into the ARCA series. And let's go ahead and see how that turns out.
Welcome to today's Discovery Race, where the best of the best will walk away with sponsorship and a full-time ride in the ARCA Menard Series.
Alright, so here we go. We are at Rockingham Speedway, or at the Rock. We're driving the number 94 Chevrolet. And we're going to see how we can turn out here. Though there is one thing I do want to mention. There is a bug that I'm not really a fan of, and it kind of frustrates me. You'll see at the start here, of course we have to finish in the top 10 to advance on here. That's our goal. So when we start the race here, you're going to notice, now I like using the roof cam there, but watch this here. As we start the race, the AI completely just drives away from me. That is a bug that I've noticed that other people are having problems with as well, and it's kind of frustrating, so I hope that they can fix that, and I hope they can get that adjusted. But yeah, we start the race here, and as you can see, we're going to go ahead and start making passes. This looks like it's pretty easy, though. The other cars seem to be pretty slow. But thankfully, we are able to start making some passes here, and we're making it 3 wide, and pretty much it kind of looks like Gran Turismo 7, where you have to start at the back and pass all the cars. But it was a fun race. I love that the Rock is back in a NASCAR game for the first time in a long time. Yeah, we start making passes here, and this is a 10-lap race, I believe. 5-lap race. I think it's a 5-lap race. I can't quite see there at the top left. It's really small. But we're up to 20th place. We have to finish in the top 10, but here we go. We're up to 19th now. We're just flying through the field here. It's actually pretty fun to just fly through the field. Wasn't really fun at the start when they just kind of took away from, or when they pulled away from me a little bit. The AI cars seemed to kind of get a launch off the start there. I don't know why that happened, but hopefully they fix that as soon as possible. We're flying up here. We're up to 14th place. We're not that far away from 10th, which is where we have to finish. We go to the outside here. I believe that is the 94 car, 84 car. We're going to go past Ned Hill. I think that's a fantasy driver. But we're up to the 12th spot, and I believe we have 2 laps to go. We do have 2 laps to go. The screen is a little bit smaller since I'm recording this commentary here. The screen has been shortened a little bit. But we're up to 12th place now, and we just are 11th place now, so we just have one more place to get into the top 10. And here is, I believe that's Chase Jones. Is that what that says? We're going to get past Chase Jones here, and we're going to get into our goal spot, but we want to go a little bit further. Why not? White flag is out, and we just have a couple of cars, so it looks like we can get a couple more positions. Don't want to risk anything, though. We're in the top 10. That's all that matters. We have to get at least 10th or better. But we're going to go past another car. We're going to head into 9th spot, so we are more than good for the transfer goal spot here for the top 10. And we are going to, right at the end here, we're going to go underneath the 23 car, and we're going to just get 8th place. What a great finish here. I'm very proud of that. That was a very fun race, and I'm really glad that I was able to get the top 10 there. We finished 8th, so that's more than enough to advance on to the career. So here we are. We have earned a ride for the ARCA series. As it says, your performance in the Discovery race has earned you a new sponsor and basically a full-time ride in the ARCA series. New series unlocked. So this is where you start your career in the ARCA Menard series. And here's where we start our season. Here's where it all begins. Your career starts now. Your performance at the Discovery race turned some heads. Luckily, your sponsor... Luckily, your sponsor hooked you up with an ARCA ride that's race ready, so let's keep the momentum going. Let's go racing. Excuse me for that. I just took a drink of water. Well, let's go racing, and there is my profile. I decided to change the team logo to Midwest Racing, as you'll see, since I am from the Midwest, so I figured why not. Pretty neat little team logos you can have here. But we're going to go ahead and choose that, and we'll choose the art. Now this is where this is the paint booth here, so we're going to take a look at our car. And I sped this up a little bit for you all, which I also have a paint booth video coming as well. You'll see that either before or after this. Here's the short little paint booth here, and we're customizing my car. I tried to make my sister's baked in balanced logo on this car, and I ran out of shapes, which I'll explain more in the paint booth video. So I just decided to use her colors, my sister's colors of her business, or baking business, for my car. Didn't quite match the sponsor, but it didn't bother me. I like the colors of this car. I think it turned out pretty well, and we're using the 47 car because my sister is a fan of Jimmy Johnson, and they don't have 48, so we're doing 47, and we're doing the 47 Chevrolet Arca car. There is my car, and we are ready to begin the career in this paint scheme. And we will go ahead and move on to the next part. We will go ahead and go racing. The first race is Daytona, so we will go ahead and head to that.
Welcome to the World Center of Racing, the legendary Daytona International Speedway. Get ready to feel the thunder as engines roar from the high banks of this world-famous track where speed meets history.
Okay, so here we go. I decided, I did practice, but I kind of tried to cut most of it out because it does take a lot of video. It makes the video really long, and I try not to make it too long. But I will show here, we're coming out of the pits and we go onto the track. It kind of reminds me of NASCAR Heat 5. We were definitely slow on the restrictor plate track, but of course, this is the start of the career mode, so your car is going to be really slow. It's not going to be that fast, and here's my first lap of practice. As you can see, we're way off of the goal time. And we're way off of the leader, of course, because, this is the beginning, so you have to upgrade your car, and you have to make sure you have to upgrade it with all the engine parts and all that stuff, so you really have to upgrade your car.
How's it going out there?
That's what you do in your career mode, of course. I like how you can upgrade your car and make it better over time. I like how you start out. It's very realistic. You start out really slow, and you build your way up, and you build your team up, you build your car up, and it's really, really cool. But here we go. We're going to skip to qualifying here. I just showed a brief section of practice, but here we go with the number 47 Chevrolet. We're going to go ahead and put a lap down for qualifying and see where we end up. The goal is the top 35, which that might even be hard to make, even with the settings I have with this car being so slow. Here we go, coming out of the pits, and we will cut to when I take the green flag. Here we go. We were coming to take the green flag. Started out running the high line just like in real life, and then you cut back down to the bottom. Green flag is out for our qualifying lap. We have to be in the top 35 for our sponsor goal. Again, that might not be very possible because this car was very slow. It is definitely realistic because you do have to, like I said, you have to really upgrade your car and work your way up and through all the races, earn money and upgrade your car. I do like that. I think that's really cool how realistic that is because obviously the drivers, especially in the lower series, have to really grind and, race hard and, but you also have to take care of your car too. You can't damage it too much because you have to pay for the repairs, as you'll see here in a second. But here we are. We are coming to complete our qualifying lap, and let's see where this ends up here. I have a feeling it's not going to be very good. Qualified 38th. We did not get our sponsor goal, which is kind of frustrating, but it's all good. We will see how we can do in the race. Unfortunately, as you will see here in a second, the race did not turn out very well. It was actually a very frustrating race. So let's go ahead and start the race, and let's check out the intro here.
Let's go trackside now for the command to start this ARCA Menard Series race. Drivers, start your engines!
Time to go now. Fire it up.
gotta say, I love that startup sound that they have. But here we go again with the same bug that I experienced earlier. And unfortunately, you're not going to see much of this race because, as you can see, the AI completely just drive away from me. I didn't miss a shift or anything. I literally went up the gears normally. And this is how it was for the whole race. I tried to catch up to them. I had one car behind me pushing me. And we're just going to cut to the last lap because this is how it was. This was the whole race. I had one car pushing me the whole time. I could not catch the cars in front of me. So we finished next to last in 39th place. And there's smoke up ahead. I don't know what that was, but it's one of the things I hope they patch along with the force feedback issues that people have been having. So yeah, this was our first race. That was it. That was pretty frustrating. That was not a very good start to our career mode. Not really my fault though, with the AI being kind of messed up there at the start. But we didn't really gain much rep or anything because of that disastrous race. But here we go. Here's the social media part of it. NASCAR drivers, start your engines. I can't quite read that. It's really small. I'll just let you guys and gals read that. It's really too small. I don't have the best vision. But here's the first look at the social media aspect of the game. I think it's really cool that they added this. I mean, since social media is really a thing now and it's obviously very popular, it's really cool that they did that. But we are just going to leave Daytona because that was just an absolute disaster. I just didn't even get a chance to race. And so we finished 39th. That was really frustrating. We did get a little bit of money out of that, but yeah, it was just not fair, really, because of the AI. That kind of sucked. Hopefully we can rebound for the next race. We did, of course, even though we really didn't do much, our car still has some wear and tear on it a little bit. Now, performance rating. Each part of your car adds its current performance rating to the car it's in. The higher the performance rating, the better your car will be. Damaged parts will have a lower performance rating and will need to be repaired if you want to get the most out of them. Press X to advance. So this is the performance rating of your car that we're getting introduced to. As you can see, we got a hit there. Also, reputation. You've seen rep there at the end of the race. It's important to improve your reputation out on the track by racing cleanly and efficiently. A good rep leads to new sponsorships and all that stuff. Unfortunately, now we're going to visit the race shop to check it out for the first time. We have to get our car ready for the next race. But yeah, as you've seen at the end of Daytona, we were able to we've seen a little bit of our reputation that we gained there. We didn't really gain much because of the disastrous race. But here is the garage, and we have some urgent tasks here we have to take care of. So let's go ahead and check those out and see. So we have a couple of things here. Cassidy Mercer is my agent. Hello, as your agent, I'll help you find additional sponsorship and grow your team by hiring some employees, or hiring more employees. Excuse me, it's kind of hard to read. Earn more reputation to improve your chances of attracting a new sponsor. This is Davis Ramsey. He's my crew chief. He's introducing himself to me here. This will be my crew chief. I guess TJ Majors is my spotter, which is really cool. I like how you can switch between the two. Hopefully they add more spotters to the game. I don't know if people want Freddie Kraft to be in the game again, though, after NASCAR 21. But we do have a new sponsor interest here. As your reputation increases, you're going to earn more rep, and basically you get more attention from your sponsors, just like real life. If you run well, you get sponsors. Here is the current sponsor that I have. It is SRI. I don't know what SRI is, but we actually get a new sponsor, and it's a barbecue sponsor. I actually came across this on Facebook. This barbecue place is actually a real business, and they were talking about how they got put into the game, and that is so cool that a local business, I don't know where they're located at, but that is so cool that a local business gets to be put in the NASCAR game. That is so awesome. That is really cool to see. Congrats to them. Now we have to repair my car, and you can do the recommended repairs that the crew chief suggests, or you can make your own. I just decided to do the recommended for now since it's the beginning, and the recommended worked out just fine. But you also have work points. Repairing your car costs work points, which represents how much time and effort your crew chief and mechanics have available. Work points replenish after every race, so spend as much as you can between the races. So this is basically the work that your crew puts into repairing the car. I just did the recommended, and it repaired my car fully. And we're going to do 2 races in one video. So now we are ready to go on to the next race, which is at Phoenix. So let's hope we can have a better race there, and hopefully the AI don't just drive away from me. Also, I really like my paint scheme, by the way. It looks really nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and go racing, and we will hopefully have a better run. And let's go ahead and head to Phoenix.
We're at Phoenix Raceway, and it's a perfect day here in the Valley of the Sun for heart-pounding, high-speed action on this challenging 1-mile oval. Buckle up, folks. It's time to feel the heat, hear the roar, and experience the thrill of NASCAR racing action.
And just like that, we are ready to start the second week of this season. I didn't show as much practice just like I did for Daytona. I tried not to make this video too long like I said, but the practice goal is a 32 flat, so we're going to see if we can hit that. The practice session here went much better. It was not quite as difficult as Daytona, even though my car is still slow. So the practice goal is a 32.063. Excuse me, we do come out to some traffic, but we're going to go ahead and cut to the end of my first, well, this is the third lap technically. As you can see, we actually achieved the goal. We achieved the practice goal, but I decided to stay out because my car was just a little tight. I mean, it was still, it beat the goal, but my car was still kind of tight. So I went in and I adjusted the setup. I made it a little bit more loose. Instead of 25%, I did 50% loose. And I went back on track, and we'll see how that makes my car handle and see if I can get a better time. Coming off turn 4 after lap 6, and as you can see, we go even faster. I have a car behind me as well, but I decided I was okay with that. I even went faster, and that was good enough for me. The looser setup seemed to work well, but Brendan Queen, who is actually your ARCA champ this year, he is fastest in practice, and thankfully I wasn't last for a change. I actually had a few cars behind me. That was really cool. A way better practice than Daytona, for sure. Hopefully the qualifying and race can be better as well. But here we are at qualifying at 3:30 in the afternoon at Phoenix. Again, my car looks absolutely cool. I love my paint scheme. I love my sister's business colors. But anyway, top 35 is where you want to finish here today. I think that was the same as Daytona, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if we can have a better qualifying lap. We cut to the green flag, and we definitely have to make this count because Daytona was a disaster. A very difficult start to the season, but hopefully we can rebound here in Phoenix. We go into turn 1. The car is definitely hanging right on the yellow line. It's loose, but it's not too loose. It was just really tight there at the beginning. See if we can make a good run into turn 3. Of course, I'm used to this. This used to be turns 1 and 2 before they changed the layout of Phoenix here a little bit. But here we come off turn 4. We get a little sideways. But we qualify 29th, and we achieve our goal, so already a way better run for the second race of the year so far. William Sawalich in the number 18 for Joe Gibbs. He ends up getting the pole. Congrats to him. Hopefully I end up battling him sometime down the line. That'd be really cool to be battling at the front. Here we go. It is a night race as well, so here we are at 7 o'clock at night. And we'll go ahead and talk over the announcer and all that for the beginning here. Now, I will say, hopefully we can have a better race here. I won't spoil it too much, but we will hopefully have a better race, and the game looks gorgeous at night, too. So the race goal is a top 35 finish, and we will hopefully achieve that here in this race. Now, once again, we go to take the green flag here, and as you'll see, the AI will once again, just like before with this bug that they just completely annihilate you on the start. You could get the perfect start possible, and it still isn't enough. But we don't fall back too far. We do lose a few places. The main thing was just trying not to fall back further than 35th. We get pretty close to that. We fall back to 34th, but here I actually had a really good car. Like, it was actually able to race well with the cars, and it was able to make passes. Yes, my car is slow and it needs to be upgraded, but at Phoenix I was actually able to pass people and, you know, keep up with the pack, because at Daytona or Talladega, when you lose the draft, it just completely kills your momentum and you have a lot of trouble. It's just like in real life. You have a lot of trouble catching up with the pack if you lose the draft. Even with a car behind me, I couldn't catch him. But here we are, the number 19 of Jake Bowman, I think is his name. I don't follow the ARCA series as much, so I don't quite know all of the drivers. I know a couple of them, but not all of them. And currently, we are fighting for 31st. We're trying to gain all the positions back.
Hold your line.
That's really like pretty much a lot of the races I have in this game where, you know, pretty much the race is spent just trying to claw back the positions you lose at the start, because the AI just completely annihilate you at the start of the races, and it's really frustrating. Currently, we're in 31st, so we're still meeting our top 35 goal. I believe this was a 11 lap race or 15. I can't quite tell. So this was a little bit longer than Daytona, but thankfully I can actually show this race because it was already better, way better than Daytona. I was able to actually keep up with the cars. Also, turns 3 and 4 was really my corner. Like, I could really get through there very well. 1 and 2 was okay, but 3 and 4, my car would just cut to the bottom, and I was able to make a lot of passes. Here we are with is that Brayton Lester, I think is his name? I can't quite see it there. But the number 06 car is on the outside of me. I love this roof cam here. It pretty much looks almost just like what you see on TV. Now watch this here. My car just cuts, and I'm able to really drive into the corner. I actually give the 06 car a little tap as he held me up a little bit there. But on the straightaway, as you can see, I fall back quite a bit because my car is still really slow. We go into turn 1 once again. Cut into the yellow line. My car was driving much better with that 50% looser setup on it. I'm not really good with custom setups, so I'll have to rely on the community for that, and any other YouTuber that wants to upload settings for these cars. I'm not good with that. Once again, we go into turn 1, and my car I'm able to just drive so far into the corner. My car has so much grip going into the corner. I don't know how, because it's so slow. Once again, we get to the inside of the 06 car. I'm trying to make sure I don't run into him here. I'm trying to be very careful and not damage my car. We go into the corner. We actually push up the track a little bit. I do notice that in this game, you do push up the track when you're underneath another car, which is pretty realistic. Still fighting this 06 car, but we're on the inside, and we should be able to just cut into turn 1 here. Car just turns so well. We easily pass the 06 car, and we're up to the 30th place. Currently, we have David Smith up ahead of me, and we have 5 laps to go. We're still meeting our sponsor goal. That's really the main goal here, is just to not do anything crazy and mess up my sponsor goal. Now we're going to try to catch the 29th place car. Like I said, it's David Smith up ahead of me. I have no idea who David Smith is, so like I said, I don't follow the Arca series as much as I should. But anyway, again, we cut into turn 1, get through there so well. We're able to get to the inside of the 05 car of David Smith. Great lap there. I must have set a fast lap, or my fastest lap. I'm sure it wasn't the fastest of the race because my car is slow. Anyway, the 05 of Smith here, he ends up getting clear of me into turn 1. We're right behind him here. Get a little loose off the corner, but it's okay. One of these laps, I end up trying the high line. I don't think it was this lap. No, it wasn't. So I dive into the corner, but I don't want to hit him there, so I try to just ease off a little bit. We get to the inside once again. My car was just so good in 1 and 2, or excuse me, 3 and 4. It was really good in 3 and 4 in the shorter end of the track. I don't know why that is, but here we go. We cut into the corner, and I start running the high line here. I noticed that the high line actually is usable just like in real life. Drivers do run the high line at Phoenix. It's actually the preferred line for the most part. So here we go. We cut to the outside. My car runs so well in 3 and 4. So we cut to the outside here of the 05 car of Smith, and we're alongside of him here. 2 laps to go. I'm pretty sure this is where I started the race, so we're pretty much just trying to get back where we started here. So we go into turn 1. I get a run up on the outside of Smith here once again. Looks like David Smith and I are going to battle here for a while. I get to the outside of him. We're down the back straightaway into turn 3 and 4, my favorite corner. We dive in there, and we should have the pass clear this time. I think we are clear now. He's still there. And finally, we are clear, and the white flag is out. Already a much better race. So grateful, because Daytona was an absolute disaster. We drive into turn 1. I get confused because of the old layout. I'm sorry. This is turns 1 and 2. It used to be 3 and 4. Anyway, we go down the back straightaway. David Smith is still right behind me, so I have to really be careful. But we're going to my magic corner, and we end up using the bottom line just to cover off the car behind me there. And here we go, we are going to finish in the 29th place, and we are going to meet our sponsor goal, which is just awesome. Already a much better race here at Phoenix than we had at Daytona. I'm so glad for that. William Sawalich ended up winning from pole. Congrats to him. That's good for him. I'm glad he was able to do that in the 18 car. Of course, it's a Gibbs car, so he's going to run up front. And we already gained way more rep than we did at Daytona, so we gained 440 rep. And here's also the social media aspect once again. Of course, Sawalich ended up winning. That's the main headline. Of course, the 18 car wins at Phoenix, dominates at Phoenix, I should say. So it was a pretty good race, much better, much more improved over Daytona. Daytona was just a disaster. I'm not looking forward to Talladega. Hopefully by the time I do Talladega, they'll patch this game a little bit. But here we go. We are loading into the menu now, and that was already a much better race. So week 2 recap, we finished in the 29th place. We gained a little bit more money from that. That's so good. I'm glad we gained some money from that because, you know, I really wanted... This is really the start of my season, I feel like. Daytona was really just... wasn't the best start. But, of course, because of that race now, we have some more wear and tear on our car, and we'll have to do some more repairs to it before we go to the next race. And now we unlock the team headquarters. You've mastered all the basics of running a NASCAR team, but there's more to learn. There's achievements, view your best numbers. Lifetime, see how you rank against the greats. And finances, check how much money you've made. This is the next part that you get introduced to. So we will check that out here. Here's the reputation that you will see. Basically, the more rep you gain, you unlock extra series. So, of course, we really need to unlock the Truck Series next. The Truck Series is unlocked at, I believe that's 25,000 is what that says. So, that'll be the next step, is to get to the Truck Series. I like how you work your way through the series. Here is currently my stats, or my achievements, I should say. Not much to achieve yet, because we haven't really raced much here. Here's my finances currently. I currently have $4,000, which that's not very much in racing, but yeah, so this has been the first 2 races of my career mode. So we will go to the race shop here, have some more urgent tasks to check out before we go. Work for the week, so we did some really clean driving, which of course that was my goal. Thankfully, most of the repairs will be just the handling the expected wear and tear. Again, I decided to do the recommended. It's just easier for me. And it repairs my car just fine. I don't think it fully repairs it, but it's good enough. It's good enough for the next race. We have one more urgent task, and we have a new sponsor. So that 35th place that we had to finish in, we achieved our sponsor goal. And the barbecue place that I mentioned earlier, that is our new sponsor. That is so cool. I'm really glad for that. Really nice that we were able to earn a new sponsor. And also, we will also see the sponsor incentives as well, so you can earn a little bit extra money from incentives, and we will show that here in a second. I was trying to figure out where the incentives was. I couldn't find where it showed the incentive section, but here you go. Here it is. I had to press X. But here is the sponsor incentive. You're probably going to call me a softie. I went with easy at first just to get a feel for it. So we're going to choose easy, so you get $90 for each top 35 finish. I feel like that's a good start. We'll obviously bump it up to normal later on down the line. It may be hard. So this is my very first career episode. I hope you all enjoyed. There will be many more episodes to come, and I'm sorry if my commentary wasn't that good, but I'll get better. See you for part 2. Catch you later, everyone.